Hey fellow dreamers, so it is Saturday morning. I'm about to go out of town this week and wanting to just go ahead and pull up the sails. It's a beautiful day, there's no wind. It's been a long damn time since we have. I'm feeling motivated. Generator's working, get ready to change the oil next week. Yeah, ready to get this sucker off the slip at some point in the near future.
Well, after raising the sails and testing them out and knocking all the dirt daubers out of the wrinkles, we lowered it back down and it was time to put the sun and rain awning back up. One of the things we notice is we have some drips along the edge of the cabin top and a few leaks on the deck while we're still doing work on the deck. And having this awning up makes kind of all the difference in the world. We're getting a little better at putting it on and off ourselves. You can see I'm trying to do 90% of it here myself. It has 4 aluminum square tubing rods that run athwartships, and then you have 4 connection points along the center line that connect to a halyard, and that's what raises it up. So we tie it up along the topping lift, tie it around the rear mast, which I've not done yet, and then we tie it around the forward mast. There's then another small piece that goes in front of the mast down to the inner forestay. And then there is a piece of canvas that you see me applying right now. It goes around the mast and then it velcros and twist locks to both that forward piece as well as the larger piece. So we end up with kind of a full cover that goes the entire length of the boat from the bow all the way back to the mizzen. What you didn't see me put on in this video are 2 small flaps that go at sort of triangular shapes over the back portions of the companionways.
Now we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of work. What we're trying to do is get the throttle fix. For some reason it's not going all the way in reverse. I think I just need the cable adjusted, so I'm going to take a look at this. So as I get to the helm here, got my helm, got my gear shifter right here, and see if I can get a close-up of this. Get a bit of a close-up of this. So what happens is I go to forward, it works fine. I go to reverse. When I start to go here, it doesn't actually hit reverse before the throttle starts going. So this is a single handle Morse type connection. I'm going to open this thing up and see what we can get here. I've got my gear shifter here, and in order to get this off of here, I'm going to have to essentially take this Allen set screw out of here. That'll let me pull this whole handle off. And if I kind of come up top, I'll show you what this looks like. Once I have that handle off, I'll get the helm station to open up. But once I get this handle off, I'll be able to pull this off of here, and then essentially all this unit, when I get the screws off, this whole thing will pop into here and just make it a little easier to do some work on it. If the set screws loose, we can just basically take this off. I pulled the 2 screws right out of here, and I should be able to slide this thing right on in here to where I can get to it a little easier. Now it's not going to be real simple because my cables are still connected, but what I'm going to do is open up the hatch below and see if I can get to it a little easier that way. Alright, so I'm basically just working on this thing and working on these cotter pins. I'm squeezing down. Just removing them here so I can pull these out. The reason I'm doing this is I want to really clean this whole thing up real good. So now that I've got one out, I'm going to turn around and do this other one here. Make it a little easier. Put it into gear, just let me get to it a little easier. On the back side here. Alright, that one out too. I'm gonna pop that off of there. Big old dirt dauber in here. Get rid of that sucker. Loosen this guy up so we can get the cable out of here. I'm purposely not taking this completely apart, just because I'd like to be able to see exactly how it all goes back in here nice and easily. Hold this in place while I pull this guy out of here. There we go. Well, I'm going to tighten this back up just so nothing falls off of here. My finger on the nut on the back side of it. Same thing with this one over here. Just slide it right out of there. So interestingly enough, this is the part that I need to adjust. You can see this really well. Got my little set screw. I want to come out here, I think about that far, and run this thing tighter. I believe that's going to give me what I need. And I'm going to pop this back in here real quick just to see. Now that the shifter's out, I'm just going to take it over to the shop and clean it up real good. All right, here's the before picture. I'm just going to use some paint thinner with a brush, get it nice and cleaned up, and then I'm going to lubricate it up inside with some 3-in-1 oil, and then put some white lithium grease on the moving parts outside. And then here's the after image, and you can see I just went ahead and cleaned this with a stiff bristled brush and some paint thinner. Used a little bit of a toothbrush, and in some places I used a steel bristled brush just to get the heavy caked in parts off. And then on the back side you can see I put some white lithium grease on the sliding portions in the spring, and then I actually used some Lumar winch oil down in the actual rotating portions for the gear shifter and the push-pull lever to take it in and out of automatic neutral. The next thing on the list was to go ahead and change the oil, so I climbed down in the engine room and away we went. So this is a big deal. Yep, we're actually taking off the dock. 3 years in the making, quite frankly. So as we exit the Chafunkta River, you have to kind of turn tight and stay right along the shoreline before you get to the actual channel that goes out. And as you do, you pass this kind of cool looking sunken tugboat barge. The channel's not too bad here, but just before you turn south, it is very shallow. It was about 7 feet. We draw 6, so we bounced along the bottom. Sailing under headsail only. It's nice. Beautiful sunset about to happen. Heading south on Lake Pontchartrain. Catch next week's episode as we show you the yard, the boat getting hauled, and talk about the work we're having done. Hey everybody, thanks for watching, and please follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or even Tumblr. Please take a moment and go over to our website at svdreamchaser.com to download free resources for cruising and how-to projects. Get your thumbs and mouses ready. We also have a couple of links right on the screen for some other playlists and videos that we think you'll enjoy. Thanks for watching, fellow dreamers.